Training camp concludes for the Bengals. All of the pieces are in place for Saturday night's preseason finale. Mike Petraglia outside Paycor Stadium here on Thursday afternoon. It was like a Friday before a Sunday game as the Bengals held about a 75-minute walkthrough without full pads on inside the IEL practice facility right down the street from Paycor Stadium, right across the street from the Kettering Health practice fields. Now officially, this was the last day of the training camp period. However, Zach Taylor here on Thursday afternoon said, for all intents and purposes, training camp ended on Monday night. The Bengals had, of course, full padded practices on Sunday and Monday. Then after practice on Monday, the Bengals shifted to more of an oriented practice meeting schedule that they would have during the regular season, i.e. meetings in the morning and practice right thereafter. So the Bengals training camp essentially for their purposes ended on Monday night. About that Monday night, after practice on Monday, the Bengals, thanks to Jeff Brickner, he is one of the staff assistants inside the Bengals organization, and with a little pushing and nodding from Joe Burrow, brought in some ping pong professionals. Now, ping pong is absolutely the sport of choice inside the Bengal locker room. Trent Taylor, according to Zach Taylor, by far and away the best ping pong player on the team. Mitchell Wilcox, in my humble opinion, maybe a close second. Zach Taylor took some umbrage with that when I asked him about that on Thursday afternoon here at Paycor Stadium. He is impressed with just the ability of a lot of the players on that team to do something like ping pong because of the hand-eye coordination, and it was enjoyable for everybody to watch some Bengal players go up against real professionals in the ping pong sport. So it was certainly a fun way for the Bengals to end training camp on Monday night. I asked Mitchell Wilcox about being dissed by Zach Taylor, and he said, well, you point out a number two, and I'll go out and kick his butt. And that's kind of Mitchell Wilcox' point of view on the whole thing here on Thursday afternoon. A lot of people in a end of school year kind of mood where the Bengals are finally, and every NFL team for that matter, very happy to see the end of training camp, the end of preseason coming up Saturday night in Washington. As for who might play and who might not, and definitely won't play, Zach Taylor is saying here on Thursday afternoon that none of the starters will play. That's no surprise. Backup quarterback position still very much up for grabs between Jake Browning and Trevor Siemian. Watch that battle, of course, very closely on Saturday night in Washington. What about Jackson Carman? Is he fighting for a spot on the 53-man roster? Watch his play very closely as well. Then there's the tight end position. And when he's not joking about his ping pong exploits, Mitchell Wilcox gets a chance, for a first chance this preseason, to come back from injury and play in a game. He will do so on Saturday night. So will Drew Sample. So will Tanner Hudson. Those are guys that you really have to keep a close eye on. Devin Asiasi, also another tight end who is very much in the mix for a battle for, tight end 2, tight end 3 positions on the Bengals. I would say that Mitchell Wilcox has probably got his spot locked up because I don't think the Bengals would have activated him off PUP and have him ready to play in preseason games if he weren't ready to play and ready to claim a spot on the 53-man roster. There's the punting competition. We assume that Brad Robbins has the inside track. He was a draft pick this past spring of the Cincinnati Bengals, but Drew Chrisman has looked very good at times throughout practice, so he will get an opportunity, as he did last Friday night in Atlanta. The running back position, Travion Williams will not play. He's still nursing that right ankle. Of course, Joe Mixon will not play. So that comes down to Chris Evans and rookie Chase Brown out of Illinois. What do they have to prove and show on Saturday night in Washington against the Commanders? We'll have you covered. I'll be on site at FedEx Stadium in Landover, Maryland to cover that game. Follow my coverage on Twitter at Trags, Trags. Of course, online at clnsmedia.com. And as always, follow me on YouTube. My YouTube channel would be youtube.com/@JungleRoarPod, all one word. Outside a steamy Paycor Stadium, Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.